Tesla stock since April of 2021 till now, it's been trading at the same price. Bruh. In fact, we can actually go further back and look at December of 2020, and literally the stock has been literally just flat. And you know what? Tesla is a company, or Tesla stock is a stock that does do this from time to time, from IPO to 2012, 2013, from 2013 all the way to 2019, and then it makes the next big move up. And now from 2021 all the way to maybe end of this year, maybe mid of 2026, or maybe even sooner, as I'm predicting in June. Guys, my price target for Tesla end of this year is 575, and I'm not changing it. And I made this prediction back in November based on metrics, based on other fundamental changes to the company, which is robotaxi, FSD, and the big surge in energy. Now, I don't think vehicles are going to do much this year. I really don't. It will be better than last year. I think maybe by a little bit, but that's not going to be the catalyst to bring the stock to new all-time highs. I mean, we did hit an all-time high of around 480 thanks to the Trump pump, as you guys can see here. But we also hit an all-time low back in like early 2023 or end of 2022 of $101. And between then, there's been a lot of drama, like Elon buying X and Elon trying to get political and so many other things. But the underlining thing here is the market doesn't care about these things. The market cares about this, EPS, earnings per share. This pretty much shows how profitable the company is on a quarterly basis, and rightfully so. If you put these two charts together, this with the stock price, it does make sense why the stock has been trading flat, because the earnings have been kind of flat. In fact, peaking of $1.19 in Q4 of 2022 all the way down to right now Q4 of 73 cents. And I think Q1 earnings are going to be in the high 30s, maybe in the mid 30s. Maybe if it's a really good earnings, it could be in the mid 40s. I'll come out with my final estimation on that later in another video closer to the earnings date. And yes, I will be going live for that as well. But this is the reason, the main 99% of the reason why the stock is down, right? If you forget the noise and put everything aside, this is the EPS. By the way, guys, smash that like button because this video is going to get pretty juicy. And I do believe that Tesla stock is going to explode sooner or later. Sooner than later, in my opinion. And I have my reasons for it too in this crazy uncertainty economy. But the reason is clear why the stock has been staying flat and actually staying down. And the reasons why it's been hitting an all-time high and going down hitting an all-time low was because of FUD and because of a lot of external things and macro environment things that Tesla has no control over. And that's a fact. For example, when Trump won the election, the stock went to an all-time high. Yes, it brought robotaxis closer, but then the market realized that maybe it's not a rational idea for it to be that high at this reason. And of course, the FUD brought it down because Elon's not part of the government, brand damage, all that kind of stuff, which is absolutely ludicrous because Tesla in China is doing crazy well. And we're getting news that in Europe, Tesla Model 3 and Y are the best-selling vehicles in March, in in Europe. So this FUD of, Tesla in Europe, they're doing bad in sales. It is what it is. It's fun. And I do expect the stock to climb back up with other factors coming in with macro environments. And we'll get to that in a bit as well. But here's the thing, guys. For the past 4 to 5 years, the stock has been trading flat while Tesla's revenue has been hitting an all-time high. And it keeps going higher and higher. They're performing. However, I get it. Profits are not increasing as much as we like. But the fact that they're increasing revenue and keeping profits, at least keeping the company in profits, that is a sheesh moment, especially when we have energy going over 150% year over year. And wait until that thing takes over the flipping vehicles. And that's if it can beat the affordable models and the Cybercab and all that stuff when it comes later. You see, guys, Tesla said it best. Their growth phase for phase number 1 is finished with the vehicles. Right now, Tesla is pretty much priced in for the vehicles. Maybe if you want to scale it to 2030, this could potentially go up by another 60-70%. I could see Tesla's vehicle section being worth at a maximum of $1.5 trillion based on what they're trying to do with vehicles. But majority of Tesla's valuation is not cars. And the reason why they're valued so much as they are now, and people call it a crazy P of 123 or 120 or whatever it is because of so many other things that are going to come into the picture, robotaxis, FSD. If you guys are in Tesla, invested in Tesla because of vehicles, please sell your shares. And this is financial advice because you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be disappointed. But those who are invested today are in it not for the cars, but for the AI, the FSD, the robotaxi, the energy, the robots. So many people have changed their minds when Tesla brought out the robot. They bought the stock. They invested in the stock because this is the only company that has exposure to robots. Every other company is private. You can't own anything. And we all know that Tesla is in the lead when it comes to AGI robots. So when we take a look at this chart and seeing how flat it is, we have to ask ourselves, what has Tesla been doing during this time? Well, FSD, you could see what's going on with FSD. We're now in 4 countries, in 2 continents, soon to be in 3 continents, and in multiple countries. Right now, we're available in North America, all North America countries, Canada, US, and Mexico, and China, soon European Union. I don't know, maybe within the 3-6 months. I think that's when it's going to be approved because they're pushing for it. And we're already seeing some countries like Switzerland allowing it because they're not part of the EU. And the way how this thing has improved, it's absolutely ridiculous. Some of the videos that you guys watch, if you guys haven't watched it on X app, it's crazy. Some of these videos, especially in China, it's mind-blowing that some of these Chinese influencers are going like, this is better than whatever we have here in China, which do use LiDAR. And some do use neural nets, but they're nowhere close to Tesla. That's what I mean. Tesla is so far ahead. I just don't see a second place. There is no second place. Waymo? Come on, man. Let's get realistic here, right? On top of that, we have the unsupervised FSD and pretty much robotaxi starting in June. Here's the part where I think Tesla stock can explode. Because once Tesla releases the robotaxi, unsupervised FSD, which we'll find out in June, we get to see finally, and Kathy West said this perfectly, what the margins will be, what the growth will be, and how fast they're going to move. Now, all of a sudden, all these analysts, they don't have this in their spreadsheet. They have an idea, but they don't have a clear path. Then once they have some idea, and every quarter that goes by is going to get more and more clearer, they have to add this section as a separate section in Tesla's business, in their spreadsheet. And that increases Tesla's valuation big time. I don't know to what, but I'm predicting by July, Tesla stock should be in the 500s, in my opinion. Because guys, June is going to be such a big month. I brought it on X here. June is going to be such a big month because we got 3 major things happening in June. 1 macro thing, but 2 fundamental changes, because that's what we need for Tesla to go up, for earnings to go back up. We need some fundamental changes, which is the robotaxi and FSD. So June is an insane month for Tesla. Number 1 is the unveil of affordable models. This is what Tesla's talking about, the next wave of growth, the next phase of growth. It's the affordable models. But the true wave of growth is the robotaxi launch, aka unsupervised FSD, and of course FSD being launched in Europe as well and other countries, because that also includes FSD subscriptions or one-time fee depending on how they want to do it, or what the structure is going to be going forward. I do think the Cybercab is going to be subscription based only, 100%. But if you own your own Tesla, you could buy a one-time fee and do the subscription. In China, I think subscription just opened up. They'll, fact check me on that. But I think subscription did open up there. If not, it's still the one-time fee. But the robotaxi, this is going to be the game changer. This is insane. And this is happening in June. And I do think the affordable models are going to happen in June as well. And 3, Elon is done with Doge, and markets will love this. If you guys remember in Q1 delivery numbers, it was garbage, much less than what everybody expected. Doesn't matter, not really, but it was garbage. And the stock went down in the beginning, but then once the news came out that Trump is telling their inner circles that Elon is going to leave Doge, the stock went up 5%. Everybody was confused, even me. If you guys are watching my live session, I'm just like, huh? What? It doesn't make sense. But hey, this is Tesla. This is Tesla. So you got these 3 big things happening, and never mind the energy and other stuff. Those things are happening too. But these are 3 big things that can fundamentally change Tesla. Now we can, get rid of the Elon, done with Doge. We can get rid of that. But for robotaxi and unveil affordable models, this is going to increase massively. Now, some of you guys will go like, yeah, but Trump, tariff, all this kind of stuff, all this is going to be, in the way. And it could potentially be, but we just got news. Shout out to Amit, my brother here saying that the White House has published a list of products that will be exempt underneath their tariff policy, which is computers, laptops, and desktops, semiconductor manufacturing equipment. This is exactly what Wall Street wanted to hear. And I do expect tomorrow's Monday, guys, the stock's going to go crazy. The whole market is going to go crazy tomorrow. It's going to be green, but Tesla is going to be one of the ones that go up crazy. Knowing the fact that they're vertically integrated and they're going to be the least impacted on these tariffs, but nonetheless, this is a big, big win for Tesla. And we have Tom Lee saying it perfectly here.
7. So I'd look at Mag 7 as a place to really expect a rebound, including stocks like Tesla.
The Mag 7s can go up tremendously tomorrow or next week, Tesla being one of the big ones. Sheesh, man, come on. Like, that's absolutely insane. And again, this is a macro thing. Q1 for earnings for Tesla is not going to be good. And I don't think anybody really cares about that, because the earnings call is more important for this earnings call, because they want to make sure that the photo models are coming and it's not delayed. And by the way, if it's delayed, guys, the stock's going to tank. And I think it may go below 200 in my opinion. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Elon's going to say, yeah, in June, we're going to unveil it, or probably say it's going to be available for purchasing. And then for delivery, it'll be, second half of 2025. I think that's what he's going to say. And if he says that, I think the stock can maintain where it is, maybe go up a little bit, but maintain where it is. And of course, Robotaxi on Spoil's FST is another thing. But with all this being said, I can see the stock trading in the 500s, and by end of the year at $575 per share, in my opinion. And I do see this happening. And anything below this price by end of this year is absolutely cheap for Tesla. Not financial advice, but just my opinion, because you got a company here that has the most real world data, and probably the only company that has this much data. That's worth $1 trillion on its own, and it's growing by the day. I mean, Tesla has 7.5 million vehicles on the road collecting data every single second. What company can compete with that and collect data the way Tesla is doing? Nobody. Not Waymo, not Baidu, neither of them. And mark my words, once Robotaxi is out and competing out there on a large scale, which Tesla can do easily over time, bye-bye Waymo. Cannot compete, is too slow and too expensive. You cannot compete with Tesla's FSD or Robotaxi. It's done. It's finished. It's over. But we'll only know that once it happens. For now, all these bears and shorts are going to be out and going like, oh, look at this idiot talking about Tesla, all these fantasies. We'll see what fantasy is in a few years from now. That's my take on it, guys. Tesla stock is going to explode sooner or later, whether it's in June, July, end of the year, next year. But we're getting close to it. We're getting close to it. Why? Because the next wave of growth, the next phase of growth is coming, and the big one, which is the Robotaxi and FSD, they're finally being implemented and actually gonna go into action, rather than Elon promising every year that it's gonna be available next year. It's actually flipping happening, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to flip and tell you. If there's any time to get in Tesla right now for long-term investors, it has to be right now. That's how it has to be right now. Sheesh. Whew. But that's all I have to say, guys, for this video. But I know you'll enjoy this video because Elon Musk has dropped some interesting bombshells about Tesla to us investors. Grab your popcorn because it's flipping interesting. Guys, smash that like button and subscribe button and become a channel member if you all want to support me. I love you guys so much, and for exclusive content, because they're coming. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.